Hey guys, finally we have a free streaming service that focuses on sports. It has about 100 channels and it's all sports along with some local news channels. And it's a good variety of sports. It has some of the usual suspects, but there are also some interesting sports you might not always see. You're going to see some stuff you don't really see elsewhere. Stuff like highlight, skiing, lacrosse, billiards, and soccer, of course, as well as fighting sports. So let's go and take a look at sports.tv right now. Go into your computer and type into your browser sports, S-P-O-R-T-S. Click enter and that will bring you directly to this interface. A little later in this video I'll also show you how you can get the same interface station on your Roku box, and pretty much you can download it to any other streaming device as well. Let's take a quick look at what we have here. A little bit about the interface. You have your channels off to the right. Off to the left you have your selected channel here, and there's really only three controls. One is volume, to mute or unmute the volume, and then you can use closed captioning if you'd like to, and you can also change the picture to full screen. When you want to go back to the guide, you just click X and you go back. So I'm going to cut this side off so we don't get any trouble for showing commercials and TV that's not allowed, and we're going to go through the stations. Pac-12, being in sports. For those of you who don't watch Pac-12 before, it's going to have a lot of football and basketball and different shows, but they're going to be not live games, classic games, and other news regarding the Pac-12. Being in sports is a pretty good variety. I'm not going to go through every channel, but like I said in my intro, they have some stuff you really don't see elsewhere. Like they're showing some sailing here, softball quarterfinals, billiards, total combat. There are a lot of combat sports channels integrated in. Motorsports. I think this is good. I haven't seen elsewhere. English football channel, which of course is soccer. So that'll have some good games. And here's another soccer game, Marcel versus Nantes, and there's other games coming up. Strongman championships, it's always interesting. More billiards. More billiards. So you have like 4 or 5 billiard stations alone. Now here's another thing there's a lot of is poker. If you like poker, got 3 or 4 poker stations. Lacrosse, haven't seen that elsewhere. They do have lacrosse. Fuel TV, outside. Sport fishing, so there's a fishing channel. These are all like outdoor camping, fishing, hunting channels. Modern fishing. Sport that you really don't see much of on TV is highlight here. Boat show, so there's a lot of boat and fishing stuff on there. Spartan games. MMA TV, so this is going to be all martial arts, boxing. Lion Fight channel. M1 Challenge fighting, wrestling, Impact Wrestling, we've got a few different XFC. Now we have some motorsports. Here's NHRA, more martial arts, Black Belt TV, another racing channel, RPM channel, Moto America, Streetwise, Motor Racing, Sports TV Flicks. So this will have different movies, sports related movies. Now we have some news channels. We got Bloomberg, which is kind of weird, I guess, because they do have sports information on them. And then at the bottom of the guide, you have local news channels, which I've seen on some of the other services. Memphis, Tulsa, Montana, Boston, and then Fox News. So it's got a lot of news channels right at the bottom, so it's kind of not in line with the rest of it that's all sports. So a couple other things I wanted to point out here about the interface. One thing that's kind of nice is on this interface you can go out and see what's coming up in the future. Also, anytime you click on an item, it does give you a brief description and tells what it's about. On the date section here, you can click out and it will show you what's coming up, say in a couple days as well. So that's also a very nice feature. I'm going to go bring it back to today's channel. They also have an on-demand section, which is a little bit haphazard, but let's go ahead and take a look at it. So they've got some featured items here at the top. But as you go down, you're going to see they have a lot of movies and documentaries. Mostly on the top, they are all sports related. So that kind of makes sense. But as I kept going, I noticed that they have stuff that's not sports related too. So it's just kind of its own kind of arbitrary on-demand library. So it might be interesting to use and look at what they have. I'm seeing a few things, especially sports related, that I haven't seen elsewhere. Mountain climbing, that might be interesting to some people. Notre Dame halfback, 8th round pick. But there's also stuff that's not sports related. They do seem to have a lot of kayaking and extreme kayaking, which if you've never watched that's pretty cool. Also quite a bit on hockey here. So I guess the majority of this is sports related, although it seems like some of it is not. But they do have an on-demand that's worth checking out, and you see a few good movies and documentaries there as well. And at the top, they also have a search feature. This will also be helpful. Hockey, for example, and it's going to bring up, hopefully, yeah, everything kind of hockey related. You can also use the search function to find what you're looking for on sports.tv. All right, guys, on this section of the video, I'm going to show you how to add sports TV to your Roku box. It's going to be a very similar process if you have a smart TV or whatever streaming device you might have. So here I am on the home page of my Roku box, and from the home, you're going to start to scroll down on the left. And whenever you find streaming channels, you're going to go ahead and click on that. You'll see a number of channels off to the side there that they're recommending or featured. We're going to go down to search channels and click enter. Now, you're going to type in sports, S-P-O-R-T-S .TV. It may come up before you type everything in. I'm not going to bore you with the whole type in. As you can see now, it's already come up on the side there, so I'm going to go over and select it. And you can see the app there on the right. It is a brand new service, so you can see there's only 23 reviews, 4-star. So if you want to go ahead and install it, you would click here to install. However, since I already have it installed, it'll go directly to the channel from here. And here we have the channel loaded up, and as you can see, it is very similar to this online setup we have.
You know, obviously, as a DB, you think it next play.
So fire this up, add it to your collection, and enjoy some live sports for free on sports.tv.